We are starting with this broadcast with some news that is coming in, that India's top auto awards that were announced today. These awards were picked by top auto journalists.
The IMOTI 2026 awards give the second runner-up Ultraviolet X47. First runner-up is KTM 390 Adventure. And guess the winner. The winner is TVS Apache RTX. The IMOTI 2026 Car of the Year. The second runner-up is Mahindra XEV 9e. The first runner-up is Skoda Kodiaq. Any guesses for the winner? So be it. The Car of the Year 2026, Maruti Suzuki Victoria.
Spewing hate, face 7 years in jail.
This provision shall not extend to any book, pamphlet, paper, writing, drawing.
Hangama over hate speech law. Karnataka government backs law to curb hate.
You can't hate people. The result, we have brought a law. Always we want to go with peace. I think this bill will send a message to all my friends.
Brahmastra to settle scores, says the opposition.
They are trying to abuse, misuse, and it is against the present laws. It is in conflict with the central laws.
Protecting society or policing free speech.
Hello everyone, you're watching NewsTrack with me, Maria Shakeel. Karnataka has ignited a fierce free speech firestorm with its new hate speech and hate crimes bill, which was passed amidst BJP uproar just hours ago, making hate non-bailable with up to 7 years for repeat offenders and sweeping liability even for unregistered groups. Karnataka's Deputy Chief Minister D.K. Shivkumar hailed it as a bulwark against Bengaluru revenge killings and communal venom, protecting everything from religion to sexual orientation. But the BJP has called it a blatant opposition gag, and they have gone to the extent of tearing this bill. Tonight we ask, is this essential shield or Congress censorship? First up the story, and then I bring in the guests.
Shall have the power to direct any service provider, intermediaries, person or entity to block or remove the hate crime materials from its domain, including electronic media.
Chaos and confrontation in the Karnataka Assembly as the Siddaramaiah government pushes through the Hate Speech and Hate Crimes Prevention Bill 2025 amid fierce opposition resistance. The hate speech law significantly widens the state's powers to act against public speech that triggers social disharmony. The law covers speeches, written material and digital content applying to individuals as well as organizations. Offenders face up to 7 years in jail with stricter punishment for repeat violations and fines up to 1 lakh rupees. The bill also allows authorities to block online content while exempting art, literature and academic work. The bill was passed in the Belagavi Assembly even as BJP legislators shouted down proceedings, accusing the government of throttling free speech. Defending the legislation, Home Minister G. Parmeshwara warned that there was a dangerous rise in divisive statements linking hate speech to violence, murders and deepening social fault lines.
It is a right of every individual. You can't hate people. The result, we have brought a law. Always we want to go with peace.
The opposition hit back hard.
Without discussion, such an important bill being passed, they are killing the democracy, they are against the constitution, they are against the rights of the people.
With the bill now passed, the fight over free speech is set to move beyond the assembly to courtroom battles and public debate. Bureau Report, India Today.
Joining me on the show tonight, we have the BJP spokesperson, National Spokesperson Sanju Varma. From the Congress is Bhavya, and we also have Sandeep Shastri, political analyst. Ms. Sanju Varma, I'm going to begin with you because the BJP says that this bill snatches free speech, and you have targeted the Congress. Yet, it protects against hate on religion, caste, gender, and many would say that the reason why this bill has been brought about is what happened against one of your own in Bengaluru.
First and foremost, Marya, I hope I'm audible loud and clear,
Yes,
because
please,
last
go
time we
ahead.
had a glitch. Okay. So let's say, first things first. Let's not forget, if you want to really, and when I say you, I mean the Karnataka government, if you want to ban hate speech, that's well and good. But how is hate speech defined? I want to ask the Congress party. In November 2022, Satish Jarkiholi, a senior Congress leader and a very close confidant of Siddaramaiah, said, Hindus are dirty and vulgar. He later retracted under public pressure, but followed that up with another defamatory statement saying Hindus are uncivilized. Dinesh Gundu Rao, in October 2024, as the health minister said, you know what? Veer Savarkar is not a Hindutva icon because he used to slaughter cows and eat beef. I'm not throwing this data off my hat. This is publicly documented. D.K. Shivkumar, the Deputy Chief Minister of Karnataka, in 2025 said, Chamundi Hill, which is one of the very sacred sites for Hindus, he said this is not the personal property of Hindus. Chamundi Hill is a secular site. It does not belong to Hindus. D.K. Hari Prasad, MLC in the Karnataka government ahead of Lok Sabha 2024 said, if Narendra Modi comes to power again, there will be a Godhra-like carnage. And let's not forget, Siddaramaya's son takes the cake and takes the icing too. He said in 2024 that Hindu Rashtra is equal to Taliban. So my limited point is the Congress has no business taking the moral high ground because their own leaders are the ones who are the biggest perpetrators of hate speech, and in their desperation to call out Narendra Modi, they've become anti-India. Don't forget, Marya, this is the same Congress in Karnataka which wants to ban the Bajrang Dal, calling the Bajrang Dal as Hindutva goons. They have a problem with Kavar Yatra. They say, oh, these Kavar Yatris, chant Jai Shri Ram and blare loud music from loudspeakers. But this is the same Congress party which has no problem with slogans like Afzal hum sharminda hai, tere qatil zinda hai,
let me bring in
Bharat
Bhavya
mere
now.
tukde honge, inshallah, inshallah.
Okay.
They are perfectly fine with this divisive rhetoric
Bhavya,
when it comes from
Bhavya,
the
the
other.
concerns which have been raised here by Sanju Varma and also other leaders of the BJP inside assembly. Every offence under this bill is non-bailable and cognizable. Repeat offences can attract up to 7 years in jail, and it operates in addition to BNS and the IT Act. Then the questions are about safeguards. Are there any safeguards that you have put in place to really allay the fears which are being shared by the opposition, and also particularly against, say, the students? The fear that the journalists could be roughed up as well, comedians or even protesters are not picked up on vague claims of ill will or what can be seen as prejudicial interest.
Let me start with the definition that the BJP spokesperson was asking about. The definition is very clear in the bill. And based on what and what kind of prejudice, what defines hate speech, everything is very similar to what Supreme Court has said about the hate speech. That aside, when you say about the fear, about this being cognizable and non-bailable, in the same bill, we also have exemptions. 4 very main exemptions are bona fide artistic expressions, scientific and academic inquiries, fair and accurate reporting and commentary, espousing religious beliefs and tenets. These are all exempted. So this fear-mongering attitude of BJP should be kept aside. I would definitely suggest the BJP spokesperson to actually read the bill, read what are the exemptions and the protections given to maintain the free speech in Karnataka, and most importantly, if you know about Karnataka, Karnataka is a peace-loving country. We cannot let Kapil Mishra
I'll ask Sanju Varma to respond to that. But before that, let me take a word from Sandeep Shastri. Ms. Sanju Varma, I'm coming to you. Let me take opening comments also from Professor Sandeep Shastri, and then I'm coming to you, ma'am. Professor Shastri, this bill defines hate speech very broadly as any expression in public view causing injury, disharmony, enmity, or hatred or ill will on multiple grounds. Because the Supreme Court has already defined free speech, what really is the purpose of a bill of this nature or a law of this nature now?
Marya, I think both these spokespersons have raised important questions. Do we need a law to curb hate? Or do we need a law which will spotlight hate? Or do we need a law to curb hate, or do we need a social movement to be able to make issues of hate go into the background? We have heard statements like Mohammed ki dukaan or Nafrat ki dukaan. But my point is the language of political discourse in this country, irrespective of which political side you're talking about, has this very strong element of using language against the opponent, which borders very often on hate. So, my question is, do we look at hate exclusively from the lens of political competition? Now, as I see the debate in Karnataka, it is not so much on whether we should curb hate speech, how do we curb hate speech, but it's a question of X party brings it in, Y party must therefore oppose it. Now, it has become a football of political competition, and sadly, Maria, the key issues which society needs to tackle for a environment where we don't spew venom on each other, that environment being taken out, I think precious little is being done on that.
Okay. Sanju Varma, you wanted to come in. Please go ahead, ma'am.
Yeah. You know, Marya, there's a famous Hindi saying, लहजे में बदजुबानी चेहरे पे नकाब लिए फिरते हैं जिनके खुद के बही खाते बिगड़े हुए हैं वो आज मुझसे मेरा हिसाब मांगे फिरते हैं. I just want to remind the Congress party, Imran Masood, infamous for his boti comment, was actually promoted by the Congress party and given a ticket to contest and became a member of parliament from Saharanpur. What did Pawan Khera say 2.5 years back? The name of Narendra Modi is not Narendra Damodar Das Modi. It is Narendra Gautam Modi. A few months back in August in Darbhanga, in the presence of all senior Congress leaders, what did, radical Islamists say? He abused the Prime Minister's mother. And the entire Darbari ecosystem said, wah ji wah, sab changa si. Supriya Shrineth said, Mandi mein rate kya chal raha hai? With a reference to Kangana Ranaut, who was elected from Mandi. And the entire Darbari ecosystem said, you know what? This is free speech. This is freedom of expression. And may I remind you, Marya, the so-called Congress clown prince, and I'm not going to hold back my words, ahead of Lok Sabha 2024, Rahul Gandhi had the audacity to say, ये जो नरेंद्र मोदी है ना, ये जब हार कर आएगा ना, देखना देश की जो युवा है ना, ये सड़कों पर आकर नरेंद्र मोदी की पिटाई करेगा. This is Rahul Gandhi. He harbors aspirations of becoming prime minister and does not have basic civility. And you are telling me that the Congress has taken the moral high ground to come up with a hate speech bill, and that too, they are saying minimum 1 year, maximum 7 years. She read out some vague clauses, hate speech is defined. We all know that
Sanju Varma,
this can be
the question here is
used to arm twist the opposition, in
you
this
are
case
seeing
the
this,
BJP.
You are saying that this is essentially for targeting opposition, and you're calling it draconian as well. But this is a law which can be obviously challenged in the Supreme Court. Perhaps the BJP will be doing it. But the question is of constitutional test. Do you think then, Bhavya, will it really pass that test? Because the entire law is being seen as draconian when its core actually states in many ways curbing calls for violence and hate that have already produced several revenge killings which have happened, like Mangaluru murder.
Before that, I see the BJP spokesperson's meltdown on this debate, but I don't understand if her arguments is actually supporting their stand of not bringing this. She's actually listing some of the comments done by Congress and alleging that these are hate speeches. But if that means, should this law be there or not? That means law is the same for everyone. Sanju Varma, I didn't interrupt you. I expect the same. Sanju Varma, I did not interrupt you.
Yes,
right?
I'm calling out your
I
stupidity
have
on
seen.
national television.
Can I
calling out your
speak?
hypocrisy, madam. I'm calling out
Go
your
ahead.
stupidity.
Are you
and your
famous for your
hypocrisy.
meltdowns?
To expect that there will be some
You're
kind of
famous for
cross-party
I'm calling out your
consensus,
stupidity on national
obviously it
television.
will not
I'm
would
calling
not
out
have
your
happened.
hypocrisy
You
on
have
national
gone ahead
television.
with this bill and it has
For
been
the
passed.
meltdowns.
Yes, but the larger question here, the concerns of the opposition that will it be a tool of misuse is also not misplaced here, Bhavya.
You just told me that BJP will definitely go to the Supreme Court.
I did
the
not say that. May go.
Okay, if they go, then the
Or any other group
of
may
this
go.
act, the constitutionality of this act will be tested in the Supreme Court. Why? Don't they believe in the Supreme Court? And I really don't understand. It's very, very clear. Any comment. Okay, let me just read out two, 3 lines against it and the categories which it clearly defines here. Hate speech includes any expression which is made, published, circulated in words, either spoken or written, or by signs of visible representation, or through electronic communication otherwise, in public view, with an intention to cause injury, disharmony, or feelings of enmity or hatred and ill will against persons alive or dead. And it should not be based on religion,
you can
race,
read some
caste,
certain clauses.
community,
That's not really part of,
community,
you're not really helping the argument.
What can be more?
Bhavya, you're not even responding to my questions.
Like what?
The
What
concerns
exactly is your
here, one
question?
moment, please.
Doesn't protection against hate speech come under a fundamental
No,
right?
one moment.
Don't we have a right in
No. You're not.
Constitution
No.
against
This is
hate
not
speech?
about if there are fundamental
spoke
rights.
about
Then
the
what is
Constitution. You
what
asked
is
me the
really the purpose of this bill?
constitutionality of it.
No. If there are fundamental rights and we are
Very
protected
good,
as
very good
citizens, then
question,
why
very
bring
good
this bring at
question.
all? So
Okay, Maria,
Let's address the concerns.
The victims
Bhavya,
of hate
Bhavya,
speech,
one moment.
victims of hate speech in Karnataka.
Bhavya,
One
moment.
Let me just read
No,
out the
Bhavya,
victims'
listen to me.
names
Answer
of
my
hate speech in
specific
Karnataka
question.
and why we have this.
There are concerns, and the BJP leaders, they are saying that their complaints do not become FIRs, but a single social media post leads to arrests. Isn't that essentially an allegation of biased policing that could be fixed by transparent data which can be put out? What really is helping with this kind of a law? That's what I'm trying to understand. That there are concerns that has to be addressed. You don't have to read parts of the bill to make a point.
Okay. Maria, please give me what the statement you made just now, that their complaints are not taken, even a social media has been attacked. Give me an example where their complaints were not taken seriously enough. They have their MLAs, they have a strong opposition in the house, and this is a vague statement you're making. You're not giving me facts. Show me one case where they have given a complaint and we have not taken it seriously. How can you actually accuse the whole Karnataka police against being biased against the opposition?
I don't understand in the direction in which you're taking this.
Statement.
Okay,
let me
break. No, madam. That's extremely problematic. Sanju Varma.
Why you have this?
Maria, this is not done. Can I please come in?
Yes, please. Go ahead, ma'am.
Maria, I want to give 2 specific instances.
Yes.
The ignorant Congress spokesperson said, show us instances. May 2024, there's a famous Twitter handle which goes by the name of Bhiku Matre. The name of the person actually is Vinit Nayak. He posted some harmless comments against Congress policies. He was picked up from his house in Goa without an arrest warrant. And this lady is talking about give us examples. And my other example is,
what was the comment?
Shut up.
Give me
I
an
did not
example.
heckle you.
Okay, let's have Sanju Varma on the screen now, please.
Look at the decency.
Maria,
of the
can I
BJP.
have? Yes. I have more decency than your leader Rahul Gandhi, who does two tadas with the Prime Minister. So please don't
Madam,
lecture
please
me
go
on
ahead.
ethics.
Sanju Varma,
Yes.
please, ma'am.
The second example, apart from this Bhiku Matre handle, is in December 2024. There's another social media influencer by the name of Mohit Narasimhamurthy. He was picked up from his residence without an arrest warrant, no questions asked. He had passed some innocuous comments asking why Siddaramaiah government is not taking action against farmer suicides. And both the cases are sub judice. So my limited point is, Siddaramaiah is a fascist who believes that free speech is absolute when the Congress has to abuse the Prime Minister. But free speech is not absolute when the shoe is on the other foot and when it concerns the BJP. You tell me, Marya, let me ask you, Modi teri kabar khudegi. This happened just a few days back at the Ramlila Maidan, where the Congress was hosting a rally against supposedly SIR. Tell me, did Priyanka Vadra comment the Modi teri kabar khudegi comment? They said it's free speech. Rahul Gandhi said Modi teri khabar khudegi is freedom of expression. And आप लोगों को शर्म नहीं आती है national TV पर आकर you're giving lectures to the BJP about banning hate speech.
Okay,
First, remove that lady who said Modi teri kabar khudegi.
Absolutely, action has to be taken. No, that's actually hate speech. That qualifies as hate speech. Professor Sandeep Shastri, you will get the last word on the show tonight. Please go ahead, sir.
I will if I get the chance. Thank
Yes,
you.
absolutely.
Thank you, Maria. I think the issue is a little wider. Does not our Bharatiya Nyaya Samhita have provisions? Yes, I accept it does not define what is hate speech, and this bill tries to do that. But Maria, you raised a very important point. Irrespective of which party comes to power across the country, across the states, there are examples of a ruling party using the machinery at its disposal to try and take on their opponents. Now, I'm saying this irrespective of which party is in power, irrespective of which state, irrespective of where it happens. So, my fear is in curbing hate speech, are you going to glorify hate speech in the way you try to attack and defend, make it a political football, as I said, to deal with your political opponent? Then the main focus is lost and the political competition becomes the focus of attention.
That's very well put. I think that's the right note on which this show should come to an end. Thank you so much for joining us, Ms. Sanju Varma, Bhavya, and Professor Sandeep Shastri. That's all from me. I'll be seeing you tomorrow. Thanks.